Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. This video, not that it's going to be directly connected to the other videos that I made titled "My Childhood." There was like a "My Childhood" Part One, Part Two. So I don't 100% know that I'm going to connect this video to those other two videos necessarily. It is partially related because it is something that technically is a part of my childhood, I guess. Um, but whether or not I want to make it directly connected, I'm not 100% sure yet. Like I said, I don't know. Whatever I end up titling this video is just, it's going to be the title. I don't know if I want to make this a My Childhood Part 3, possibly. But anyway, with all that being said, growing up, like I said, we had a friends group over the years. Had a friends groups through elementary, through middle school, through high school and stuff. There was one particular friend that I had. I didn't meet him until high school though, so it wasn't one of my middle school friends or anything like that. So I met this guy during high school, but in my freshman sophomore year, he was already like a senior, I think, because he graduated before I graduated, either a year or two before me. I'm not exactly sure. Um, but he was a couple years ahead of me and the rest of our friends group. And I'm not sure exactly who introduced me to him. It may have been my friend Corey, but I'm not 100% sure. I think it may have been Corey, though. Anyway, so we had a friend that we met eventually in high school named AJ, was his nickname. I'm not going to give his real name or his full name or any actual details like that. You know what I mean? We're just gonna go with AJ. You know what I mean for this video. Um, and AJ used to be a decently good friend back in the day. He used to be pretty cool. We hung out with him all the time. We went on different trips, different places, stores, all kinds of different things. You know what I mean? And he was cool for a while back in the day. And then AJ started to change. And what I mean by that is AJ started dating, right? And that's kind of where all of the issues started, is when he started dating. Um, so AJ got a girlfriend, right, while he was in our friends group, and at first there was nothing weird. There were no red flags or anything in the beginning. Everything appeared to be normal, right? And then things changed and took a turn, right? So, and here's the thing: we also, all of us also had girlfriends as well, off and on at the time. So it wasn't anything new or weird for anyone in the friends group to be dating or have uh, girlfriends or whatever. We all had girlfriends at the time. But then, like I said, when AJ started dating, things were different, though. Um, it didn't take long for accusations to start flying. Eventually, AJ would start to accuse everybody. He would accuse literally everybody, all of us, in the friends group of trying to hook up and get with his girlfriend. And here's the thing, over the course of this, AJ would have numerous different girlfriends. We're not talking about one particular girl. We're talking about numerous different girlfriends over a time period. You know what I'm saying? So AJ would eventually start accusing all of us of trying to get with his girlfriend. That girlfriend, the girlfriend after that girlfriend, and so on and so on. It didn't matter who he was dating, which girl he was with at the time. Eventually, he would accuse all of us of trying to get with her, whoever she may have been during that time period. All of his girlfriends. It was kind of crazy. He would accuse us of trying to hook up with her. He would accuse her of trying to hook up with us. And this went on for a while, these back and forth accusations and stuff. He couldn't trust us anymore. He couldn't trust her anymore, even though nothing, to my knowledge, was going on. At least nothing with me was going on. I'm pretty sure nothing was going on with anybody else in the friends group. Hopefully, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like, it didn't matter who it was that he was with. Either she was cheating or we were trying to hook up with her behind his back. It didn't matter. It didn't matter which way it was. Well, this obviously got old real quick. You know, it was starting to tear the friend group apart. It was starting to destroy the friend group because it was just nonstop, consistent. You're trying to get with my girlfriend, or my girlfriend is sneaking around behind my back trying to get with you guys. Either which way. And part of this stemmed from AJ having like a slight lack, like a lack of confidence, a lack of self-esteem. Maybe part of it was also like a jealousy issue. Not 100% sure. Probably a combination of all of those things, honestly, that led up to this. But whichever it may have been, it was becoming a problem for the friends group. You know what I mean? And eventually, it just got to the point to where nobody wanted to put up with it anymore. Like I said, we all of us, we all had girlfriends, different girlfriends over this time period. You know what I mean? And so did he. And it like I said, it just didn't matter who we were with. It didn't matter who he was with or who we were with. There'd be accusations of his chick always trying to get with us, or us always trying to get with his chick. You could imagine how annoying that would get. You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, and it got to the point where we just didn't want anything to do with this situation, so we distanced ourselves from AJ. We pretty much were like, look, man, things were cool in the beginning. You were a cool guy. But lately, this has become like unbearable. Like we can't do it. We can't be getting accused week after week, month after month, year after year of us trying to hook up with your girlfriend. Like, if you don't trust us and you don't trust her, it may just be a you thing. You know what I mean? Like, it might just be you that isn't trustworthy. You know what I mean? Like I said, this all probably stems from a lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, maybe a jealousy issue, because it got to the point where he just viewed every single other male, like every single guy in the friends group, he eventually viewed as a threat to himself, as a threat to his relationship with his girlfriend at the time, whatever it may be. That seems like a him problem and not a us problem. You know what I mean? To the point to where we all just couldn't do it anymore, and we had to just cut ties with him. We just all cut things off with him, dude. It got so overwhelming and so frustrating. We couldn't do it anymore. We couldn't do it anymore. You know what I mean? It was getting to the point to where he was just becoming a downer to be around, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying any of this, you know what I mean, to try to talk badly or to try to take shots at somebody. I'm saying this genuinely because there is a problem. Like, there's an actual problem there with him, to the point, like, I want him to actually acknowledge that there's a problem. I want him to actually see what he is doing and how it's affecting his life and affecting his friends and everybody around him. How big of an impact and how negative of an impact that this has actually become. I want him to know that, acknowledge that, and try to fix it. You know what I mean? Try to work on himself and fix it and get on a path to becoming a better him, a better version. You know what I mean? Like, because if he keeps, and like I said, we have nobody in my friends group, it's been years, right? Nobody in my friends group has talked to him in literal years at this point because of this problem. We just can't do it. We can't do it anymore. All we want is for this guy to get better, to build up his confidence, to build up his self-esteem, to try to, get rid of the jealousy thing. You know what I mean? Like, if he thinks that there's anybody in the friends group that is just slightly, possibly more attractive or something than he is, he goes in defense mode, and he views them as a threat, and it tore the friends group apart, because it's like, look, man, none of us are a threat. We are your friends. We are your friends, man. Like, we're here for you. We want this to work, but he's not putting in any effort to change it or to fix it. And we just couldn't do it anymore. So we cut ties with him, unfortunately. None of us have kept tabs on him. None of us have reached out, because there was a time period where the very first time that we cut him off, we gave it a couple of years, checked back in, see if things got better, and they were exactly the same. We gave him another shot to try to rekindle the friendship, and he did the exact same thing. He immediately back to the accusations. Oh, you're just trying to get with my girl. At that point, most of the guys in the friends groups, like, we're not just talking like girlfriends at that time. We're talking like a lot of these guys are married in our friends group, like married. Some of them with kids, okay? And he's still, you're trying to get with my girlfriend, or my girlfriend's trying to go behind my back and get with you guys. We hadn't seen him in 2 years. We didn't even know who he was dating at that point. We don't even know who his girlfriend was at that point. It had been 2 years since anybody had talked to him. And then when we try to reach out and check in and try to rekindle a friendship with him, immediately jumps on the accusations. And I've given this a lot of thought, but like I said, that last check in from, that 2 year gap, and then after that that also went downhill and was a disaster, unfortunately. So since then, it's been at least 5 to 6 years at this point since anybody has talked to him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't even know what to do with it. Like I said, dude, I would like for him to get better, to get help. But the main thing that I'm the repeating things that I'm seeing in this is this all stems from a problem within the relationship. You know what I mean? Because these are all relationship based issues. He only does it. He literally only does it when he has a girlfriend, when he's in a relationship. Every time that he was single, nothing. There was nothing there ever. You know what I mean? He was fine. And then every time that he had a girlfriend, he didn't trust her, or he didn't trust us to be around her. He didn't trust her to be around us. Every time that it got so bad to the point to where, like, we would go, our friends group would go and hang out with all of each other, with our girlfriends, with our wives, with our kids, and AJ just refused. He would not bring his girlfriend out to hang out with all of us as a group because he didn't trust her around any of us. He would come out solo. He would not bring his girlfriend because he didn't trust her. At this point, most of us, like I said, had wives and kids at that point. Like, buddy. Buddy. You know what I mean? And like I said, since then, it's been another 5 or 6 years since anybody's talked to him or reached out to him. And I don't know. But like I said, it all seems to stem from when he's in a relationship. But here's the thing: if every single girl that you date, you know what I mean, that you don't trust them, you can't trust them around anybody, you can't trust your friends around whichever girl you're with at the time, maybe dating just isn't your thing. You know what I mean? Maybe you shouldn't be dating, because it seems like it's doing more harm than good. Like I said, like, he already let it tear the entire friends group apart. Everybody in the friends group has isolated him. We've all cut ties with him because of this. He's already let it destroy his whole friendship with everybody. Like, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you shouldn't be getting into relationships. Maybe you're not, you know what I mean, supposed to be getting in relationships until you work on or fix yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't know. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? He needs to get help. He needs to fix himself, dude. He needs to work on his confidence, his self-esteem. He needs to drop the jealousy thing. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to stop thinking that everybody around him poses a threat to his relationship. Like, it's an issue. It has become a major issue, and it has caused all of his friends to turn our backs on him. We gave him a second chance. Like I said, we gave it 2 years. We reached back out after 2 years to try to rekindle. He did that. He went back to the exact same thing. After that, I don't know. That was his second chance, man. And then we cut ties. It's been 5 or 6 years since then. Nobody's talked to him since. We all just wish the best for him. We want to see him do better. We want to see him succeed. You know what I mean? But like, things only work, like, you have to be willing to change. You know what I mean? Help us help you. Or you know what I mean? Like, you have to be willing to help yourself. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. He won't put in any effort to get help, to change, to get relationship or dating advice or whatever it is that he needs to fix this issue. I don't know. I hope he finds it and fixes everything. I don't know. But I wanted to make this video because it's like, for quite a while, like pretty much all the way through high school, and a couple years out of high school, AJ was a pretty big part of our friends group, man, of our circle. We hung out all the time. We went to all these places. We did a lot together. And then he let jealousy, low self-esteem, low confidence, trust issues, relationship, he let all that control his life and ruin his friendship with everybody. Like, it's not worth it. It wasn't worth it. You know what I mean? It's wild. It's wild. Like I said, I don't know. Even if we didn't even know, like, there would be a time where, like, we didn't even know he was dating anybody at the time. We wouldn't even know that he had a girlfriend at the time one time, and he'd accuse us of trying to get with her, and we're like, we didn't even know you were dating that time. Like, we didn't even know he had a girlfriend at one time, and he would accuse us of trying to get with her. We wouldn't even know what her name was. We wouldn't even know who she is. Like, it was impossible. You know what I mean? Like, he's letting his inner thoughts and his mind control his life. I don't know, man. I don't know how you help somebody like that. I wish him the best. I hope he gets better. But I don't know. I really don't. But, yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. I just want to talk about him for a brief amount because it's like, he was technically part of our childhood growing up in high school and stuff. So it's like, I want to mention him, It is a shame. His downfall was, it's a shame. It sucks. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to do it for this one, I guess, guys. Appreciate you. And I will see you in the next video.